Hi, in this video I'm going to use a few documents to show you how to use the Form&Quiz Maker add-on to turn a document into a Google form. Well, first off, to open it, you need to go to Extensions and Form&Quiz Maker and open the sidebar, and this will open. A couple of things on here. There's this message. It's important that every question, and if you've got multiple choice questions, every option must be on a new line. So this, like this. And there must be a blank line before every question. And that's important because that's how the system knows that it's a new question. I find it useful to show these non-printing characters to help me determine that. But you can switch those off. So that'll be a normal state. So what we're going to do is to add some markup text essentially to the text of these questions in order to turn it into a form. So we need to do the setup first. To make them to this, I will explain these three buttons on new documents in a bit. But this is the main thing. So this is how to handle unflagged questions. So I'll show you what I mean by flagged in a second. So you can turn them into multiple choice questions, checkbox or list questions, or all short text or all paragraph text. And I'll show you those in a second. That's if you want to do all the questions at once, or anything that you haven't marked up first at once. And this bit here then allows you to select markup for individual lines. And there's two ways to do that actually. So this document has got mainly multiple choice questions, but there's a couple of short text questions. So this is one. So if I want to make that a short text question, just select it there, and it will make it short text. If this bit is some help text, so I need to tell it that separately and just need to find that on the list. And that will do that. I'm just going to go down and find the other one. I'll show you the other way to do this. So this is the other text question. And also at the same time, I'll show you what's happening with these XCs. So XC, if you look down this, where is it? It's there. It's how you can flag up the correct answers. So you can either do that from the drop down, so from this thing here, or you can do it this way. So I've made it XC, and I'm going to make this one TT. And I'll show you what that does now. So when I make everything else a multiple choice question, it will go through and put the markups on for everything else, assuming that they're all multiple choice questions. So if I do that now, so it runs through and does this. So it's added this markup text to that first question, so it's a multiple choice question. It's added that markup text to the title to say it's a title. And where I had the XC, it's changed it into markup text correct. So it's done that for all the questions. And then this one was a short text question where I had the TT. I've clicked on that and it's turned it into that text. And the XC on it was correct. So that's all of them marked up. I haven't put any feedback on these questions. I'll show you how to do that in a little while. But once I've done that, if I click on there to go back to the main menu and go on there to create form, these are my options with the form, so that I can collect the email, restrict it to my own domain. I can make all the questions required or not by unticking it. I can shuffle the questions, let's undo that, and I can shuffle the answer options if I want to. I'm going to not do that. I'll explain this separator later when I've got something to demo that with, and you can set the default quiz points value for each question to 1 or whatever. So then if I create the form, This spins to tell me it's doing something. So what it's doing is going through and creating a new form, making that the title, and adding these questions and setting the correct answer for each of them. And at the end of it, it will put a link at the bottom of the document to the an editable version of the form and to a live version of the form. So there you are, I've done that. So if I click on there, this is the editable version of it. If you can click on there, look, that's set that as the correct answer. This is the short text question for who's the first president. So I set, if you can go back and look at the document, I made the correct answer George Washington, and this has turned it into a set of correct answers. So either George Washington written in the way I'd written it on the document, or all in capital letters or all in lowercase letters, just to try to take care of the possible values they might put in. So if I'd wanted to put an answer of Washington, say, to accept that so on its own, or George Washington, I could do that, and I need to tell it what separator I was using. That's what that was for. And then on the form, you'd get the three options for Washington, all uppercase or lowercase or in title case. So that's creating a form quite quickly. Let's go to this one because I wanted to show you how it works with pictures as well. So this is a quiz about presidents. There's only 3 or 4 questions in it. So again, you've got to mark it up first. This is a short text question. That's a question help. This is feedback. There's different options for feedback for multiple choice or short text questions. So this is going to be a text question, so I'll put the feedback in for the short text question. This is going to be a multiple choice question, so I'll leave that. Oh, I didn't apply this. This is a question image, so I can put XQ there, or I can click on that. Oh, I've done the wrong one. Let's just get rid of that for a sec. I'll choose that for the question image. I'll explain the URL one in a second. This is also going to be question image. So this is a multiple choice question, so I need to add feedback for when it's correct. So like that, the correct feedback, and this, the wrong feedback. And I'm going to make that the correct answer. And then I want to use these 4 pictures as the options for the user to choose from. And these need to be on separate lines, so I'm just going to put a return in first. And then I need to put in that as the option image. I can just copy and paste this as well, which is just as quick. And this is the correct answer, so let's put that in as well. This is the feedback for when correct. No, it's not. Put that in the wrong place, and that's the feedback for when you're wrong. And if we come down, this is another multiple choice question, but I'm using URLs for the images, so I'm getting those off the internet. So I need to use a different markup for that. So this will be the option image URL. One that says it's Truman is presumably the right answer. And that's the feedback when correct, and I'll make it the feedback when you're wrong. So that's flagged everything up. And then I'm going to say that everything's a multiple choice question, other than the things I've marked up separately. So let's see that go. So then on create form, I'm going to make sure that's a comma as my divider, because that's what I've used there. And then I'm going to create the form. And so this will take a couple of minutes, and it takes slightly longer with documents that have pictures in, because it's having to make copies of those, save them on your drive, and then upload them to your form. So it takes a little bit longer. I was just about to pause it, but I'm not now. So this is the editable version of the image. So there's the image in there. Yeah, so that's the precedence quiz. And then finally, I wanted to show you with this document. This is just a set of statements about computer science I teach. So I've been through this, and each sentence I have underlined, which is a key thing, and I've made it the text, some of the text bold, just to show it. And what's going to happen over here, I've got different options for what I can do with the underlined text. So I'll do this first, because it's not actually to do with creating forms, but it will do this. So it's taken every word that's underlined out, it's replaced it with a set of underlines. So a space for somebody to write in, and it's put those words into a word bank at the bottom, so that it's a gap fill exercise that students can use these words to fill in the gaps. Let's just undo that. So that's that one. And then these two, I'll show you, they're both basically the same thing, but if I choose replace yes or replace y, it does this. So it's been through everyone, taken out the underlined words, put them you'll see that it's created separate lines for each one and put the word it's taken out immediately below, flagged it as the correct answer, and replaced the word with underscores. This option does exactly the same thing, except it doesn't put these underscores in. And then I can turn these into short text questions, or I can add additional options for the user. But for now, I'm just going to make these all short text questions. And then I'm going to create the form. Let's not shuffle the questions for now. Let's create the form. The more questions you have in your document, the longer this process will take, but it's still an awful lot quicker than copying and pasting it to put it into a form. So there's the links at the bottom for the editable version of the form. Click in there, it's got the right answers, so they can enter CPU as all capitals or lowercase or capital CPU. Yeah, and if I just go back to some of the other things I think I might not have mentioned. So on here, you can also add points for different questions. You can make a question worth 2 points or 4 points or whatever with that. And the other options on here, you can add date and time question. Well, there's basically all the options you have in creating the form. You can mark up text to make it that sort of thing. So things like scaled questions and multiple choice grid questions and checkbox grid questions. So you can use those as well. But I'm not showing you that in here because this is getting a bit long, this video. So if you have any questions, just post a comment on the comments at the bottom. Or contact me directly and I'll help you if I can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.